So what are some topics that we can discuss with the women that we feel attracted to on a first date? Always keep in mind the fact that women feel what you feel deep inside. Hence, the number one reason we as guys are logical beings, logical creatures, and at the most problems that we have, we want some solutions, we want to fix them. And this is actually a common issue in the dating world for men, and these are the problems between men and women. Because women can actually feel what you feel deep inside. It's not about what you're saying, it's more about how you say and how you do certain things. Men understood that they need to do something about it. So they are going to these pickup courses, or they're reading these books or online courses, and they are trying to once again run away from the problems by building a new persona. And this is a thing we actually hate and we are disgusted about. We don't teach this in our coaching programs or our online courses, but this is what most of the men in today's society do. They tend to run away from their fears or problems instead of jumping into them and discover a way of being over there and understanding what are the things that they don't accept about themselves in order to free themselves from this inner pain. However, they tend to do this, and because they are putting an ego, a front, a new persona at that table, women can actually feel past that, and this is not going to work. So what can you do right now in order to spark up your conversations, to have beautiful, amazing dates? And of course, you want to do a beautiful impression because you want to see that girl again. It's becoming more and more difficult in nowadays society. First thing, my advice would be to discuss about your passions. The reason you're doing this is because, first of all, you're discussing about the things that you love and you enjoy doing, which even if let's just say you're not feeling amazing inside when you're talking about certain things in your life, but when you talk about your passions, doesn't even matter how you feel overall, your eyes will spark up, your facial expression will be better, beautiful, your skin will be more sharp, and everything about you will feel way more energetic. So talking about our passions will bring some enthusiastic vibe into the conversation. And we definitely want that because women want to experience beautiful emotions. And by the way, we're not talking about women only. Think about yourself. When you're talking to someone, do you want to feel depressed? Do you want to hear his problems? Do you want to hear or see his anxiety or the things that he hates about this world? No. We want to hear about the things that we love. And of course, if we're having a vulnerable talk, then let's just have a vulnerable talk. But usually first dates have nothing to do with that vulnerable talk. This is actually a big mistake some people do. They come from spirituality and they understand that we need to be a mirror for the person in front of us, and we're trying to open up and be extremely vulnerable and things like that. But however, in today's society, how is that applicable? A lot of people will actually profit on you being vulnerable. A lot of people will take advantage of you. And let's be honest, when is the last time you have been yourself, when you actually accepted to be vulnerable? Well, with a girl in high school, or maybe with a woman that you are very attracted to, but she put you in the friend zone. At that specific point, you understood that being vulnerable might not be such a good idea sometimes. So I'm not saying for you to walk through this life scared of things or with your shield or your guard up, but just to remember that being vulnerable, especially on a first date, doesn't even make sense because you don't know anything about that specific person, and maybe it's a good idea to just stay on the topic of passions and maybe not go so deep, especially if the person in front of you doesn't understand what going deep means, because certain subjects or topics you might carry with certain people and that's it. You can't carry them with everyone, and that's a fact. Now, the second topic you can talk about is objectives. The reason you want to talk about your goals or targets, it's because once again, she will see the burn in your eyes. She will feel your fire. She will see a man that has a direction in his life. What do we know about people that are ambitious or enthusiastic and they strive to achieve something, that they're going towards a goal? We know that they tend to move things, they tend to be secure, they tend to put things into motion. So what does a woman hate most of the time? A passive guy. A guy that is not trustworthy, that lacks action, lacks emotion, that is usually procrastinating. Okay, so in general, as people, we don't like that. Okay, so passions, because it's gonna spark your emotions. Objectives, because it's gonna show a lot of areas of yourself, such as being motivated, enthusiastic, driven. You know, this is something that inspires us. What else can you talk about? You can talk about the places that you like to visit, that you like to go, the coffee places that you like to have coffee. Always remember to actually tell them why exactly do you go in such places, what is the emotion you're feeling in certain places, because that is the number one reason you're holding this conversation with her. Remember, at the end of the day, she's just trying to understand who the hell are you. She's just trying to understand what exactly do you have in common. If there's a lot of variety in between the two of you, can you actually work together somehow? Okay, it's all about that. Now, most of men do a lot of errors when it comes to the first dates, because they want to talk about values, they want to talk about beliefs, and these are attacked. You're basically attacking the identity of the person that is in front of you. You don't want to do that. It's like a field full of mines. You don't want to step on one of them, okay? Because you're going to explode, basically. So when you're talking about values or beliefs, you're going to have conflict. That's it. It's a lot of resistance. You're going to argue. You're going to fight. You don't want that shit. The next thing you don't want to talk about is exes, because exes should be in the past. You don't want to talk about that. You should focus on the present. You don't even want to talk about the future, because now you're projecting way too much into the future. And the question comes, what exactly is so messed up about your life right now that you want to sit in the future or go into the past? So always ask yourself, am I a guy that is actually in the present moment? What does it take for me to be into the present moment and actually love this present moment and love everything that comes with it about myself or to my life? So these are some things you want to consider when you're talking about going on a first date. If this video actually helped you, don't forget to leave a like. It will help me a lot. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more content from me. And don't forget that if you want to work with me, you can do private coaching, join our coaching programs. You can do online coaching or coaching in person in Bucharest, Romania. You can actually join our online courses as well. We have online courses on emotions, on texting mastery, and all these kind of things that you think they might help you. And we actually worked a lot on them. We wanted to give you top quality that you can't find on the internet right now, things that actually worked in our life, and we cannot wait for you to join them and to be a better version if that's what you really want. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, I would highly recommend you watch this other video clip. It might help you to understand even more. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.